Response video to some guy called Pleb Rule. I didn't like him because snarky comments in the past, but play his short video.
Hello, Gary. This is in response to your hate love as a concept video. In that video, you allude to the futility and pointlessness of life, and you seem to lament that we're doomed to the game that biology places us in. Well, my question is, how is the goal of productivity, as you put it, exempt from that lamentation?
Well, because productivity is changing the equation, changing the balance. It's getting rid of the suffering and maximizing the comfort, let's call it. We don't even have to call it satisfaction of desire, but we can just call it comfort. And it's just explicitly logical. If you declare anything of value.
What values does such a position assume, which are not rooted in the same slanty biology you find highly problematic elsewhere?
Well, the biology's values are things like quantity, not quality. So the difference is that, yeah, my values, the values that lie at the foundation is that suffering sucks, is a negative, and that comfort is a good thing, to be created, to be, it's that obvious, it's that simple. There's bad feelings and good feelings, and the idea is to maximize the efficiency of the existence of that balance. That is not nature's objective. Nature doesn't care how we feel, it just cares about creating organisms capable of ripping the skin off other organisms efficiently, effectively.
Why isn't this notion as dismissible as the rest of the monkey jabber which fills our minds?
Well, because it's based on intelligence. It's based on gleaning what the meaning is. We're dissecting the maze, dissecting what life is made out of. We've sort of acknowledged, any intelligent person acknowledges the difference between eating a ice cream cone and a Holocaust that kills 6 million people or something. We can tell the difference between good and bad. And like I said, it's just simple logic to say, yes, you want to create an environment where you maximize the good and diminish or eliminate the bad.
Not itself unavoidably just more of the same. Consumption and reproduction are pointless. Fair enough. But then it would seem equally pointless would be any attempt to do it better.
It just doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry, it doesn't make any sense. So do you value nothing? Well, I don't even know how to make sense out of that. Of course you'd want to do it better. You want to maximize the equation. You want to have less suffering and more comfort. Is there some other meaning in the universe? Is there something else? If you're going to say it doesn't matter, of course it matters. I just don't know how I can argue with somebody who says it doesn't matter.
There's nothing to be objectively preferred outside of the human condition.
I'm not arguing that there's something outside of the sentient condition. Human seems a huge bigotry. Sentience is important. Yeah, maybe we can agree on that.
So really, who cares if pleasure and pain are rooted in meaninglessness?
Well, it matters if you've got more pain than you've got gain. It matters if the balance on the scales, if you have some trivial comfort, and the other side, you paid for that very, very high price. You paid, 10 years of malaria delusionary horror, or some sort of scenario like that. Some horror was paid for some trivial, plastic, superficial comfort. That would be ludicrous and stupid.
All things being equal, I would personally rather smell the roses than be offended that they serve no ultimate purpose.
It's not about whether the rose serves a purpose, or whether you enjoy smelling one. The point is what's the price of your pleasure or your comfort in smelling a rose? What made the rose? What made the human being? What is the price of the human being? What is the price of the rose? That's the equation. How much does it cost? How many insects die horribly, or how many animals are living shit, or how many human beings are expendable and diminished to slave existences to manufacture what might be your pleasure.
It seems it's just what I'm inclined to do. There is no master plan because...
Well, it's not about a master plan. It's a matter about you're inclined to do. I mean, are you inclined to recognize that things come at a cost, at a price, and that just because you're not feeling the price doesn't mean the price doesn't exist? Are you inclined to accept that as a reality?
There is no master planner, nor do I resent this.
Well, it's not about resenting it. Again, it's about how you judge sufficient value to endorse. How bad would life have to get before you would say, no, that's a little bit obscene and disgusting? I mean, how many people have to die for every ice cream cone? I mean, what kind of scenario do I have to type up before you get the point that there's, oh, I get it now. You mean that a whole bunch of people will suffer and go through horror for something that doesn't mean anything. You get it? Well, anyway, maybe you don't. But let's see. So anyway, I can't do much else with your video. It doesn't say anything, really. I mean, what's your counter argument? That nothing has value? That your smelling of the rose is the same exact thing as somebody's dying of malnutrition? Sorry, I don't think so. Yeah, enough of a video. Short and not sweet. Yes, it wasn't great, but just the counter argument. Threw it out there. Sorry, I'm really uncomfortable. It's not smoking thing. It's not working for me.